GLAM, Los Angeles.
Hi, Kirby. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to Los Angeles.
How do y'all feel about that Mario episode? I love Mario.
We love Mario.
He does have such a calming presence, and his artistry.
Speaks
I just
for
learned
itself.
so much from him.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy that when we do get time with him. I do enjoy just being around him, picking his brain,
Like the
talking
Kevin
to him.
Aquan of our generation.
Of our time.
Yeah.
He's really fab.
Yeah.
If you guys ever get a chance to do anything with him, I highly recommend it. He's just very, very fabulous and seems like
Is he still doing masterclasses?
I don't think so, but you know what? Do you know that he trademarked the masterclass?
Yeah,
or
I mean,
tried to? Yeah.
Like he's I don't want to say he invented it,
he
but
didn't invent a masterclass, but he made
put
it
him
a
on the
thing.
map. Yes.
He made it a thing that other artists copied to
and
say
that he could make money from.
Oh, remember the brands buying in
Yes.
to his gift bags?
Yes.
I forgot to ask him this, but he taught me such a fun tip at one of his master classes. So it was before Makeup by Mario. And he was working, I think, with Laura Mercier. And he was talking about highlighting the face and how he doesn't use a traditional highlighter. And he used this special effects
Powder.
goop.
Oh, goop.
It's a gel that is supposed to make you look like you're sweating.
Okay.
So they use it on film sets, TV, all that stuff. And it's by Krylon, I believe. And to this day, I have one. I've never used it. I don't think I could probably use it properly, but it just makes the skin look glistening.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I learned that from him.
I love Mario and I love a masterclass. I would love if he could bring it back so that I could learn some more stuff.
A masterclass with him would be fabulous. Okay, there are some things that we need to cover. So we saw this in the Slack. And just to give you guys a little bit of a rundown of how we shoot these episodes, we typically record them the Thursday before they go live. We try to do it towards the end of the week so we can get the most news possible, the most relevant news possible. But at times, things happen over weekends, whatever. And so we miss. So we don't want you guys to think that last week when we were talking, or on last Tuesday's episode, when we were talking about Tate McRae and Neutrogena, that we were just glossing over the fact that Hayden Panettiere had passed away, because that had happened that Sunday and we recorded that episode the previous Thursday.
Right.
Obviously, this is huge news and it's so upsetting. She was 36 when she passed, has a small child, obviously has been going through it. She's been on this press tour, or had been going on this press tour for her book, really talking about a lot of things that had happened to her in her life. And one of the things that made huge headlines, what was this, May?
When Hayden was on the Jay Shetty podcast On Purpose in May. Yes,
Okay.
it was in May.
Okay.
She opened up about how she lost her deal with Neutrogena and why.
So Hayden had said that the reason why she had lost her Neutrogena contract was because she went on live with Kelly
and Michael.
at the time in 2015
Mm-hmm.
and talked about postpartum depression. At this time, this was not a very relevant topic that people were discussing, let alone on morning television. And I think Hayden was kind of a trailblazer in so many ways. But when it comes to serious matters that deserve attention, she really did forge a path for a lot of people that, in my opinion, like still doesn't get the amount of recognition that it should, right?
Yeah. This upsetting news coming out today is even more devastating because of the Lindsay Clancy trial. And I mean, that's
The whole
like
discussion
a whole
around
discussion.
postpartum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Postpartum depression. But I think even in general mental health, the topic in 2015, no one was really talking about it at all.
Okay. And I think this is a really interesting conversation now, because if you go back to 2015, we have been living for almost 10 years in the times of Me Too, Black Lives Matter. All these huge social movements have happened since around 2017, like Time's Up, right?
Yep.
But in 2015, I don't know that we were necessarily having these discussions yet. They weren't huge cultural movements is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
And so for her to go on a morning television show and talk about postpartum depression, huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely huge.
Mm-hmm.
She says that Neutrogena pulled the plug on her contract with them because of this, but her team advocated that you have to fulfill the rest of the terms of the contract.
Right. She said that they, what'd you call it? Use the morality clause. Is that what they said?
Is that what she said?
So Hayden said in May that Neutrogena had invoked a morality clause in her contract in 2015, shortly after she went on live with Kelly and Michael.
Neutrogena was a huge part of my life. I had the morals clauses. They caught absolutely everything, and of all the things that they would fire me over, this was the last thing that I thought they would ever fire me over. And when I actually went out onto stage, it was live with Kelly and Michael, I had no intention of or plan to talk about postpartum depression. It just came up and I was just being honest.
Wow. Okay. So that was a time because now I would sue you if you tried to invoke a morality clause for me speaking publicly about my experience with postpartum depression.
Right. I'm curious.
And try to end my contract over it.
I'm curious what the settlement looked like, what that conversation was between Neutrogena and her lawyers, because we were trying to like track the timeline. So obviously she was paid out and served the rest of the contract for the year.
I don't know the details.
Okay, so we don't know for sure. But it was like she had been an ambassador for 10 years?
Yeah, like since she was a child.
Since she was a child. And they had renewed every year. Maybe it was a yearly contract that had to be renewed. We don't know the details of that, but they ended it and shortly after that.
Unbelievable. Also, a lot of courage for her to come out and reveal this.
Totally. And she said, I think on the podcast, like she didn't plan on talking about it, but it was like a question that they asked about how she was doing or whatever. And naturally, that is something that she wanted to share. I mean, she's grown up in the spotlight. She's always talked about her life with people, you know what I mean? So she felt comfortable enough to share that. And it just is really so sad that that was something that she then had to feel ashamed about.
Right. I also just mean it was big of her to reveal that this happened to her.
Right. Yeah.
In her memoir.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you could be scared of a big corporation
coming after you.
Right. Like, I don't know what that deal looked like behind the scenes, but all that to say, we have a statement from Neutrogena. Mm-hmm. In the Slack channel, this was brought up, and my personal opinion was they're not going to say anything. They're not going to say anything because they didn't say anything
back then
when this was brought up in May about this, right? Which I felt like should have been their opportunity to take a stand, because also, mind you, at the time that this happened between Neutrogena and Hayden, a different company owned Neutrogena. It was Johnson & Johnson. Now Kenvue is essentially paying for the oversights, if you want to call it that, of a former company. And I feel like Kenvue at least should have said been like, hey, this is completely unacceptable.
Yeah, we would not have.
Yes. They could have extended an olive branch to figure out how to help her. Yeah. Right. Or reconcile in some way.
Yeah.
Right. I think that there was an opportunity to do that. Maybe they did. We don't know.
Right.
We don't know.
We don't know.
All that being said, they shared today, Thursday, a statement. They've turned off the comments, which I think makes sense.
It's a statement.
Yeah. It says, "We are deeply saddened by Hayden Panettiere's passing. For more than a decade, Hayden was a valued member of our Neutrogena community. We are proud to have partnered with her and understand that we made her feel unsupported during a very difficult time. This is not what Neutrogena stands for or who we want to be. Hayden's courage in sharing her challenges helped inspire important conversations and awareness. We are making a significant investment to a long-standing community health partner to give more women access to the support they need, including care for postpartum depression. We will share more details with this community when plans are in place. Out of respect for Hayden's family and loved ones, we did not want to speak out so soon following her passing. Everyone at Neutrogena extends their deepest condolences to Hayden's family and all who loved her." I'm working on a Substack, or was working on a Substack before this statement came out, that essentially the headline was, what can Neutrogena do at this point? I do feel like this is a good thing. And I do feel that this is the most heartfelt you can be as a large company in terms of an apology. and doing something to move forward.
Right.
But I also think that they did kind of miss the mark
This
in
should have-
May.
yes, this should have come in May.
Like there should have been something like, hey, yeah, exactly.
Like, they
not now that she's passed away.
Exactly. Like they should have partnered with this community health partner in May. They should have donated to these causes affecting women experiencing postpartum depression. I don't know why they didn't.
Right.
Did people just not make a huge fuss about it in May, or
No,
they
it
thought
was
that
a
people
huge fuss about it, and people brought it up. But I think a boycott wasn't on the table at that point. And now that she has passed away, people are bringing up the fact that Neutrogena did this and didn't stand by her while she was going through a tough time. I think also the Lindsay Clancy case was not happening then either. I think it's a bunch of things that have come together that's kind of made it hit a boiling point. If I'm just looking at this apology on paper, given like, what else can they do? You know what I mean? They have to give an apology.
Yeah.
I'm honestly shocked they put one out.
Right. That
Because
they
I
even
was
released
just like,
a statement.
you could just be like, she's not our,
yeah.
she's not a part of our family anymore. That was a completely different ownership.
Right.
But I do think that if you're going to put something out like this and you have to, I feel like this is the way to go. It feels human. It doesn't feel like some corporate thing where it's like, hey, so sorry this happened. Like she's in our thoughts and prayers.
Right.
And it's one thing. It's like
there's actually action.
We respect her family and we didn't want to speak out too soon. That's why this is coming now. We're going to have action. So granted, like I'm never going to like be on the side of a corporation.
Right. We will also have to wait and see what that actually looks like.
Right. And we obviously welcome anyone at Kenview or Neutrogena to send us more details on what this looks like so we can talk about it on the pod. But I just, with all of this with Lindsay Clancy, I mean, I don't know about you, Sarah. It's my entire feed. It is my entire feed.
Yeah.
And it is so clear that she was asking for help. She was making things extremely clear. And also she had help. She had a nanny. Like she had all of these things. So if someone in that position is struggling and still not getting the...
Yeah. I think, I mean, there's a lot to say, but obviously it's very serious. Like postpartum depression and postpartum psychosis. Like I think to your point, like she had support, but it's still not enough. Like it's so...
No. Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to be very clear.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like there's no way that this should have happened or anything, or that she had all of these things at her disposal. What I am saying is I do think that she had some help more so than maybe other women in a similar position, like with a nanny. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like all of the medical staff kind of just threw her by the wayside and said, figure it out. Despite pleas for her from her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, this is not a true crime podcast, so we are going to stay away from conspiracy theories and all of the things surrounding that case. But I do think it is relevant to what we're talking about here between Hayden and Neutrogena.
Yeah.
And we just want to say, as someone, both of us grew up with Hayden Panettiere, have watched her most of our lives. We're so sorry to hear of her passing. And we will put resources in our show notes for you if you are struggling with postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis. If you need any help, we will link to those in our show notes. Let's take a sharp left turn, as we like to say here.
Is it always a left turn? Why isn't it a right turn?
Because
right, you're still going. A left is
right,
like,
you can just go
okay.
left, you're like, rah.
So we're like left and then a U-turn.
Yeah, left and then a complete U-turn. We're going in opposite direction.
And then we're on a plane. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
We need to bring back that bell from 2019, our celebrity beauty brand bell. Ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
Remember we talked about that?
Yes.
Because we've got 2 new bombshells have entered the villa, the chat. What is it, Kirby? The villa, the beauty villa. Who's up?
Okay. We have Linlo Beauty from Lindsay Lohan, or Lohan, and Tate by Tate McRae.
This is like an extension of our conversation from last week.
Yes. So Tate McRae is gearing up to launch her own beauty brand, according to a recent trademark filing. The application to trademark Tate by Tate McRae was filed with the USPTO on July 2nd, and it covers Class 3 items and Class 4 items. A little USPTO lesson, Class 3, beauty and cosmetics, the entire category for the most part. And then if you want to do candles, that's Class 4. But Class 4 also was like I think gasoline or something. Like it's like something like very non-beauty related, but it's clear that by filing for Class 3 and 4, she's doing beauty.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, she could do all these things: fragrances, skincare, cleansers, moisturizers, peels, body mousses, lotions, lip glosses.
But she has committed a cardinal sin of celebrity beauty branding. And that is her literal name is in it.
It after herself.
And why do we say this is a sin, Sarah?
Because what happens when you want to sell it, or if you want to separate yourself? Like, let it live on without you.
And more, I think, this is the doom and gloom thought process. But what happens when you get canceled?
That too.
What happens when your fan base retaliates against you?
Which is something that a lot of investors should bring up. If anyone is listening who are investors, which you're probably a lot smarter than we are in how you spend your money, but that is something you should think about.
Yeah. And also, Tate McRae is a brand, but Tate McRae is not a world. And when you have a celebrity brand, a big part of it is creating a world.
Yes.
And that's not to say you can't include some version of your name within your brand. Haley's middle name is Rhode.
Right. Fenty.
Fenty is Rihanna's last name. I know Halsey's About Face, that has nothing to do with them, right?
Yep.
It's just the name. And it's really, it makes About Face, hello. And it's a deviation from what they normally do.
We've got Gaga, House Labs.
House of Gaga has always been a thing. So it's an if
Connected
you know, you know.
in that way,
But if maybe you don't know anything about Gaga and you see House Labs and you're not looking at the gondola with her face all over it, then you're like, what is this?
Yeah. Rare
is a song.
Selena's song. Frenchie is Ashley Tisdale's married name.
Sacred, Beyonce, kind of plays in there. So there's a way to do it. We love our girl J-Lo. We're never going to knock the hustle, but we have said from the jump, J-Lo Beauty, it should have been named something else.
Yeah. It also feels very like retro, or like OOs, like of the past, when you would name something after yourself,
or a fragrance.
Or
you
fragrance.
Can do like REM, Ariana song, right? But for fragrance, you can get by with being like blank by Ariana Grande.
That seems more, like
that's
Cosmic
traditional
by Kylie.
100%.
Yeah.
Kylie Cosmetics, I think, is the only one that kind of has bucked the whole name tradition because it's endured. It's 10 years old.
Yeah.
People are still buying her stuff. I literally bought a lip pencil from Kylie because Melissa Herkman told me to.
Look at that.
I went to Ulta and picked it up myself.
And I also
she makes good stuff.
Yeah. And I don't know, for me, who knows, but Kylie Cosmetics without Kylie, if she leaves, then I'm not going to care anymore.
Right. She's just kind of but I actually don't think she wants to get rid of it. I think she just wants to have it.
She cares so much about it. Yeah.
Totally. So for Tate by Tate McRae, they trademarked or applied for a trademark, which is still being examined. Tate by Tate McRae, Tate 01 by Tate McRae, Tate, and Tate 01.
Okay.
I would go with Tate 01. Out of all of those, I don't think it makes sense. But I wrote a Substack about this.
Yeah.
And I feel like there is a name in there that is based off of.
Oh, I saw that. I saw it.
What
You
did I
said
put?
you said it was bon état.
Okay. Thank you. Because
Yes.
I'm losing my memory. Bon état means good shape.
Yeah.
And what do you think of when you think of Tate McRae?
Her body,
Her body, her shape, her angles, how she can put a leg up to her ear.
Yes.
I hope that they start with body. That was my point. It's like if she's not going directly into body and doing a whole thing in that area first, but then name it bon état.
Yeah.
Bon
état.
Bon état.
Yeah.
But it's Tate.
Yeah.
It's Tate.
Right. It's Tate backwards.
Tate is in there.
Yeah. Okay. Can I tell you what I want from her?
Tell me. Give it to me.
I want her to do workout videos like a la Jane Fonda, Cindy Crawford back in the day.
Lisa
Give
Rinna.
give me a celebrity workout video. I will do this. Do a YouTube.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I will do like a show, like where she's dancing, a competition, literally,
Darren's
and
dance
Darren's
grooves.
dance grooves.
Tate's dance grooves. Truly, I would pay so much money. And then she could, that was the other thing too. I was like, she could have gone athleisure. She
Yes.
could have done all these things. But again, beauty is the
I know,
moneymaker.
but-
And to people that are launching celebrity brands these days, they just see the Rares and
Yes.
the Fenties and the Rhodes and they think dollar signs and they don't think of how much work it actually is to get there.
And does it even make sense?
Right.
Like, to me, if she did a Darren's dance grooves, I would feel like she would make so much money. Can you imagine?
But then you got to think about it too. Darren's dance grooves worked because
It was him.
people paid for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You can go on TikTok and watch the Tate McRae dance.
Right.
I mean, my dance teacher is teaching me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But then maybe it's like, I don't know. I do think there's a whole world of wellness, right? And supplements and powders and all these things. I feel like she could have gone that like fitness route.
Like, I totally agree. But I think if
that
we're sticking to
seems-
beauty,
Yeah.
the only way.
No, it has to be body.
it has to be body. Start with body at
Like,
least.
tell me how you get that glow, girl.
She was dipped in gold at
Literally
Lollapalooza.
dipped in
I feel like
gold.
that's a great segue into, okay, now I
Body
have body
shimmer.
stuff
Yes.
now. Right.
Yeah.
100%. Okay, we have that. Then we have Linlo Beauty. And
Linlo.
Lindsay has teased this in the past.
Yes.
With an interview, I think, with Elle.
Yes, with Elle. Mm-hmm. So it says Lindsay Lohan's forthcoming brand, Linlo Beauty, is being helmed by CEO Laura Verdugo, who is a veteran of Procter & Gamble and Barcelona-based skincare and sunscreen specialist Isdin. Great sunscreens. This was filed July 22nd. And I don't know. Oh, this was from, I think, Beauty Independent. So it was saying Linlo is seeking to raise up to $5 million through a private securities offering. So it says that Lindsay will be the executive officer and director, and her husband is going to be the director. And so this is all being set up. I don't know exactly what she's going to make, but trademark was filed for, similar to Tate. What is it? Class 3, you said?
Yep.
Yeah. So moisturizers, cleansers, serums, eye creams, masks, sunscreen, as well as makeup, fragrance, hair care, and body care.
I think with Laura being the CEO coming from Isdin, if
Gotta be
sunscreen
sunscreen.
is not one of the first products or an assortment launched, they've completely lost the plot.
Missed opportunity.
Lindsay's husband is a financier,
Yep.
so I feel like they have some money to play with.
Yep.
And one thing I think Lindsay has to do, though, before this brand launches, is she has to come clean about any cosmetic work she's had done. Because unfortunately, people are fully convinced she has had a facelift. I'm on team. She has not had a facelift. I think that this is
She's had other tweakments,
a tasteful bleph,
veneers.
skin resurfacing to make her skin less freckled, maybe some oil therapy or something, some kind of treatment to lift the face. But I don't think she's had a full facelift like a lot of people are saying. And
Right. Also, by the way, we haven't seen a lot of photos of her like without makeup or glam. So it's like, we don't know that she has lost all her freckles. You know what I mean? Like, people are making these like bold statements, but we've only really seen her glam photos.
right. I think that she has had things done.
For sure.
And she has come out and said, like, I have not gotten a facelift. This is crazy. I'm
Yeah.
like really into skincare. But I think that she has to drop one big bombshell, whether that's I got a bleph or I've gotten veneers. It has to be one thing to win the general public.
The trust.
Who will be her customer. Exactly. The trust of them.
Yes.
Because otherwise it's like, we got a full facelift. And it's like, at this point, a lot of women her age, she's 40, we see skincare as something that you do consistently every day, but we're still looking for treatments at the dermatologist, or it's complementary.
Right.
It's not a competitive thing. So
Yeah.
for her to come out and be like, I got a bleph or I got a brow lift or whatever, it's like,
That
great.
doesn't mean that we still don't need our sunscreen every day, our moisturizers, our
Like, why should we
serums.
love this sunscreen?
Right.
Also, she's like a redheaded, freckled chick. Sunscreen makes the most sense to me.
100%. And she's talked about sunscreen like on her socials and stuff. So it just makes sense. And then, of course, Laura coming from Isdin. I mean, what would they be doing if they didn't launch sunscreen?
Right. It does sound like they have the money, specifically knowing her husband
Yeah.
is a financier, like it would make more sense to me for them to start with a sunscreen launch and maybe a few other skincare products
Yeah.
just because they would have the money to do all the testing needed. Also, kind of a brilliant time to launch with sunscreen since BEMT is about to be, or just got approved
Right.
to be used in the US.
100%.
So we want to know, what would you, like at the end of my Substack, I said, I know the answer is no more celebrity beauty brands, but if you had to decide, gun held to your head, like what do you want Tate to make and what would you want to see from Lindsay? And then also, is there a celebrity that you do want to see a brand from?
No.
You don't? Do you know I have one.
Who?
Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, right. Yes.
My girl.
Yeah. Right.
I want to see something from her. I think she could do it. I think she could be the A-list movie star
Who could figure it out?
with a brand just as successful as a Rhode or a Rare or a Fenty.
Okay. You heard it here first. We'll see. I don't want to see anymore.
Fair. But if I'm being told, like, pick a celebrity.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Jennifer
Yeah.
Lawrence, right now. Get Gregory Russell here to do my hair. Thank you. Okay. Let us know.